This video is going to demonstrate the assembly of the NK Rock Tamer part number 108. A few tools you'll want to have before you start this project is a 27mm, 5/8, 13mm, 10mm, and 5/16 socket, a sharp utility knife, a hammer, tape measure, crescent wrench, and a straight edge. Upon opening the box, you're going to find your first mud flap. Underneath is the rest of the Rock Tamer parts, hardware, and tools. We're going to start by removing the hub assembly and mounting it to our vehicle. Slide your 2-inch ball mount through the hub assembly, then into the receiver, securing it with the hitch pin. Next, hand tighten both ball mount clamp bolts. Take your 5/8 socket and tighten the clamp bolts evenly. These should be torqued down 120 to 180 inch-pounds. Next, tighten up the jam nuts on both sides. These help prevent the ball mount clamp bolts from loosening from vibration. Going back to our workstation, we're going to remove the flap clamps, the stainless steel flap support rods, the stainless steel Rock Tamer trim plates, and the hardware bag. Underneath the styrofoam, you'll find your second flap. Inside the hardware bag, you're going to find 3 separate bags. You're going to find the trim plate bolts, the flap clamp bolts, the tools and end caps. We're going to start with the trim plate hardware. This is the bag with the spacers in it, and they're the smallest screws. Take one of your mud flaps and make sure that it's face down, and grab a trim plate. We're going to mount this from underneath. Make sure that you don't put the trim plate on backwards. You won't want to have to do this again. The reason we do this is it's a lot easier to push the bolt up through the bottom and install the spacer. Do this step in the opposite corner to hold the trim plate up. Continue this process until all 8 screws are in. Grab the star wrench that's provided and your 10mm socket. Make sure you don't over tighten these because you'll damage the trim plate. These screws should be tightened to 20 inch-pounds. Continue this step for the second flap. Now you want to adjust both hub arms to your desired position. Ours is straight up. The arms can swing down for vehicles that have the exhaust pipes coming out the back. The next step is to measure from the ground up to the bottom of the hole on the hub arm. Our measurement here is 24 inches. This measurement should be made while tow vehicle has full tongue weight to keep the flaps from dragging on the ground. We're going to measure from the bottom of the flap up to our 24 inches and subtract 3 to 4 inches and find the nearest pre-molded cut line. This is where we'll cut the flap. Take your straight edge and a sharp utility knife and cut all the way through the flap. Make sure you're doing this on a piece of cardboard or a piece of wood to protect the face of the mud flap and your tools. For our demonstration, we're using a wood pallet. Take the provided hole punch and your hammer and punch out all 5 of the pre-molded holes. We like doing it with a drill and a 3/8 bit. After you have all the holes drilled in both flaps, go back to your workstation. Grab a flap clamp. You'll notice a round hole and a square hole. Make sure the square hole is facing the front of the flap. We're going to start by installing a clamp bolt on the end. Then move to the opposite end and do the same thing. This is going to make it easier to install the other 3 bolts. Do not tighten these bolts yet. Follow the same procedure on the second flap. Now there are 2 ways to install the flap support rods. You can remove the bolt and end cap and slide it through the hub arm, then reinstall the cap and the bolt, or you can swing the hub arm down and slide it through. Either way, make sure the arm clamp bolts are loose. Looking closer at the flap support rods, you'll see 3 holes. The one farthest out is for large vehicles and dualies, middle hole is for full size, and the last hole is for small to mid-size. Take a mud flap and slide the flap clamp over the rod. Line up the desired hole, ours is the middle one. Push the flap retaining bolt through and secure it with your 5/16 socket. Taking your 13mm socket, tighten up the mud flap clamp bolts. Snug these up. Moving back to the first one again, tighten it to 30 inch-pounds. With the mud flap installed on the support rod, you can make any final adjustments. You want the flaps extended about 2 inches past the outside of your tire. Using the supplied 5mm Allen wrench, snug up the arm clamp bolts. These should be torqued to 70 to 80 inch-pounds. You don't want to over tighten these because you don't want to break it. Next, take your 27mm socket and tighten the arm pivot bolts to 125 foot-pounds. Push on your end caps and you're ready to go.